Hey there, it's the Taxi Dude back again. Welcome to part 2 of our 3-part series for Bay County's upcoming auction on November 26, 2024. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, make sure to check it out first. You'll find the link in the description and in the top right corner of this video. Alright, let's dive in. Alright, so now that we've got our values done, we're going to go ahead and look up the tax lien title reports from the actual county. So I know that this county, so we're looking at Bay County, has their own title searches online from the county. Not all of them do. This one just happens to be on the same process as the other ones that I've looked at before. So what we need to do is just get the case number, and we've got our handy case number, and we can look it up from here. So this will be all of the documentation that the government offices have recorded. So that's the county clerk, the tax office, all that sort of thing. So I know that my property is going to be the property information report. So let's go back here, and this should be the title search. Alright, so from here we've got a lot of information. I'm not going to go over everything, but basically what we want to find out is any liens on here, right? So mortgages we don't care about, there's none there anyways. We do have a code enforcement lien, we have an order and a lien, so we definitely want to double check those. I don't see anything else. Normally they will give you a copy of the liens and the orders if you just scroll down enough. Here we go. So we have our order here, and the owner appeared, so that means they are aware of it. Unsafe fit structure, so this is probably the demolition of the house that we had looked at before. Let's see, apply for demolition. What I'm looking for is an amount, right? So this is an order, this does not have an amount on it. Here is the actual order imposing fine. So here's what I want to know is how much is this going to cost if I cannot get this lien suspended or remediated as far as that goes, that I'll have to pay this fine. The municipal liens are the only ones that survive necessarily. So we're going to go ahead and look. We have a fine of $1,000 to be imposed, and asbestos survey of $750, and then property was cleaned by a company contracted for $4,749 upon inspection. Okay, so we are already at, I can't do math in my head this late, 4749 plus 750 plus 1. Okay, so we're already at $6,500 in liens. Let's assume that they actually still also have any sort of interest on that. It doesn't say that here, but normally the county will add some sort of like 4 to 5% per diem per annual interest rate when it's not paid. So I like to just kind of round up. So I'll just assume this is probably about $7,000 in liens. But again, this is the one that we think we could sell for probably about $88,000. I did find some other comps off the screen once I canceled our first part 2 that were anywhere between $70,000 to $75,000. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up my calculator sheet here. Alright, so with that said, if I just want to sell this quickly, I know for a fact that I can sell this for about $70,000. Depending on where you're at with vacant land, some realtors charge upwards of 10%, some charge only 6%. I like to go with an 8%, especially at this high of a price. You could probably find them 6%, so we'll just go with 8% to be sure. This calculator goes ahead and adds everything for me. I have about 3% in closing costs, and then we also want to clear the title, which is going to cost about $2,000. So I'm looking at about $96.50 for closing costs, right? So now my liens, we had gone ahead and rounded up to about $7,000 just to be on the safe side. I don't think we're going to need any demos, repairs, or cleanup because this is not a dilapidated mobile home. It is vacant land. However, if we want to do some sort of septic inspection, we'll go ahead and add about $600 for that. So my minimum profit on anything I make, I don't like to get out of bed for more than $10,000 per property. So right now my max purchase is going to be about $43,000 on this one. And if I go back to Property Onion, I can just go ahead and grab the county link to go ahead and start bidding on that. Okay, so it's got a whole bunch of plethora of information down here. I'm going to go ahead and click on bid on this property right underneath the property summary here. It's going to take me straight to Bay County's website. I can go ahead and pull up the auction counter, and I can see that tomorrow's auction there's 10 going. I'm going to go ahead and log in, and it's going to pop up with a whole bunch of these little please confirm boxes, right? So I have just right now I like to put at least 1,500 to 3,000 in every county, just so I have a little bit there in case I want to buy something. This county is not that popular, so I have about 3,000 in there right now, which means I have a 20% deposit, meaning I can bid up to $60,000 in this auction. So my maximum bid for this property, if we go back, was going to be about $43,000. So from here, what I would do is go ahead and go back to the calendar and find that property specifically. Let's just make sure we are on the right one. Okay, so Aaron Lee Lane. So it's going to be one of the last, actually the last property to go up. So that's a good idea for us. Good lesson for us. Confirmation message. So this is just all of the basic stuff. You probably should read through this the first time you're doing it, but it's just all the jargon saying that you confirm to do all this, that you're going to pay your money, all that fun stuff. So obviously our opening bid is going to be really low. Our available deposit is $3,000. So again, we can bid up to $60,000. And we're going to go ahead and put our maximum bid. I just want to double check one more time. Always verify. So we're at 40. We're just going to round up to 42,800, right? So obviously, give or take, we could possibly sell this property for $100,000 and make another $30,000. But again, we're always erring on the side of cautiousness. So we can actually even bump this up to 10% realtor's commission. That'd bring us down to 42,000. So again, this is probably a pretty good property. I think it's probably going to go a lot higher than this, especially being the only one that's close to the beach like that. So what we do is go ahead and confirm the bid. It'll say accepted, and we're done. You'll see your proxy bid right here, 42,000. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central, when this kicks off, it's going to go through each one of these auctions one by one. And the very last one that it goes through, assuming it doesn't get redeemed before the auction, which does happen quite often the day of, then it will go to the highest bidder. All right. So hopefully you got a lot out of this, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, so we've got one down in Panama City. Again, we're not going to take these four. We can go ahead and place our amounts for these. So again, this one, I think this is probably going to be a value of about 25 minimum I could get for this one. Let's go ahead and see if it has any liens, and if it doesn't, we can go ahead and bid. If it does, that might be pushing our minimum limit of $10,000. So again, I'm going to go over to my tax details here and pull it up by case number. And property information report. Okay, so here we are, the estate of, that means this person is deceased. This is probably their heir or some sort of trustee to any of the trusts they may have had. Yep, deed reserves a life estate. So we have no mortgage. We do have a code enforcement lien. Again, this is another one that the mobile home was demolished, so that's probably the demolishment. And we don't have anybody suspicious about the other parties. Betty Lear, let's see, estate, yeah, so that's probably another heir as well. So these are all the deeds in the beginning. Special warranty, we don't need to worry about that. Again, we only worry about the municipal liens. That's all that's going to survive the sale. So here we go, second order to impose lien. So there's a first order somewhere we need to look up. It's from 2021. And again, I'm just looking for amounts, right? So here we go. So they've ordered that it needs to be in compliance of a $200 fee and a daily fine of $25 to be imposed for 20 days or when the property is brought into compliance. So basically, they're going to add $25 per day until they demolish this mobile home. So this is probably going to be a significant code compliance fee. Let's just double check and see what else they have. Yep, here we go. Okay, so now there's a cleaning of the property fees. This is probably the demolishment, about $4,100, which is similar to what the other one was. In addition to those costs, they are ordered to initial fine of $200, daily fine for 10. There you go. So a total of $700. So we're looking at $4,800 for this lien. And again, it doesn't say anything about interest, but the county always likes to get their money, and they don't like to hold on to stuff too long. So we have another one here, another initial fine of $30 with a daily fine of $50. So now we've doubled our price. Here we go again. So let's go ahead and get the calculator out, just so we don't lose track. Okay, so we're at 4,800 for the first one, and now we are at 27.5 for the cleaning of the property plus an R1550. So we're already at $9,100 for this property. So you can see how quickly that adds up, right? And again, I'm going to go ahead and just add like a 10% onto that. So we're already at $10,000 for this property. So I thought it was worth about 25. If we go back to our calculator, if we sold it for 25, okay, and we have the highest interest, commission of 10%, and our closing costs are not too bad. Title, that's probably going to be a little bit more. I should probably update that. Title clearance again is $2,000 because you can't sell without title unless you're going to sell or finance through the 4-year rule, which is a totally other video that you can check out. We're going to go ahead and add the $10,000 in liens. Okay, demo and repairs we don't really need. Well, it's septic, so we might just check the septic. So already we're at negative $800. So this is exactly why we would not bid on this property. If I wanted to make maybe $5,000 off of this, I'd be pushing it, right? So there's always a very slim chance, but a chance that there could be some fine or fee that has not been recorded, or that the compliance violation interest rate charges, blah, blah, blah. Anything could happen. I've seen the worst of the worst, and I hate to see when people get, really raked over for these type of things. So I don't like to be that person either. So I'm going to go ahead and just not bid on this one because the liens are way too high. But we'll see what that goes for in tomorrow's auction and maybe do a follow-up. So we are down to the final 3 here, and all of these are pretty, these are the 3 similar ones. None of them have been developed, which is good for us as far as time management goes to get this done. So we're going to just go ahead and start with the next one. On the case number here, I'll go back to my search. And our property information report. Okay, this one is pretty short, so that's a good thing. Let's see here. It's only 6 pages. So C.D. Brown lives, was the previous owner, no vesting deed found on record. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll figure that out with the title search company when they clear it. No mortgage, no liens, no other parties. This is cut and dry. Awesome. Love it. That's okay, so they did not find any sort of deed. That is why. Interesting. No vesting deed found on record, extensive search, multiple titles back then. That's very interesting. Don't normally see that. Anyways, not our problem, so we will go through. We have a value of this one of 25. We're going to go to our calculator, and we're already at 25. We'll do 10%. Commission, closing costs, title clearance. We don't have any liens, so we go ahead and put 0. We don't have any septic or demo or repairs, and we want to make a minimum of 10,000. So our maximum purchase price is going to be 9,800 on this one. So we will go back into real foreclose, and we'll find this one as. Let's go ahead and do case number. There we go. So they go in order of case number. So this one is actually first, so 222 TD IV Dell. I just want to make sure. Double check. Always double check. This just says land. And I have the right parcel number. Okay. Always want to make sure you're bidding on the right parcel. Okay, again, I'm going to confirm all through this. And I really like this property. So we have a starting bid of 1,057, and it is probably going to be max purchase of 10,980. I can go up to, I like to go over 10,000 because you usually sort of win it if you go over 10,000. And we'll do that. So the assessed value is 7,300. Hopefully, if there's not too many investors or developers in this area, we could possibly win this one. So wish us luck on that. And we will go on to our next one. So let's get this one going. 489 TD. So this one's got about 15 pages. Not too bad. It's about average. Okay, we have 2 owners. We have no mortgage. We do have 1 lien holder. So this Trustmark National Bank, this is a judgment. This is a mortgage company or some sort of private loan, personal loan that's been attached to the property. This does not matter to us. This bank should have paid off the loan, and then they could have filed for lis pendens and then done their own sort of foreclosure on the property. Since they have not, they're going to lose their lien. So that does not matter to us, and we don't have any other liens. Good for us, terrible for them. Let's move on. This one is our 7 acres for $40,000. So let's go to our calculator and let's say we'll get $40,000 for it. We don't have any liens, and again our commission. So we're at 22.85. So we'll go 23.2 on this one. Let's just make sure we're bidding on the right property. 489 TD. 2893, 2893, place bid. Okay. And we decided 22, so 23,200. Alright, our proxy bid shows up, so on to the next one. Last but not least, 472. We'll go to our property information report. Only 10 pages with this one, that's a good sign. We have a personal representative deed for reference. I'm not even sure I know what that is. No mortgage, no liens, no other parties. This is cut and dry. Looks great for us. Okay, and we were going to go about 53.8 on this one. Again, no liens, no demos, repairs, so we're at about 35,000. We can go over to this one and find 472, 2752 is correct, and we are bidding 34.9, so we'll just round up to 35.2. It has been accepted. So there you have it. We went ahead and knocked out basically 1 week's worth of tax deeds. This was a very small week because it's the week before Thanksgiving, or actually it's Thanksgiving week. So there's only 2 counties that were actually holding auctions. One of them was Walton, the other one was Bay. Those are pretty small counties to begin with, so I'm surprised they even had one. But we just reduced, what we needed to down to bidding on 4 properties out of the, I think we started with 18 or 19. Took a little while, but that's how you get it done, and wish us luck tomorrow. Hopefully we'll do a follow-up and see how it goes. To see the auction results, check out the next video on your screen.